Shalom. Peace and blessing to the chosen. My mic ain't on. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings to the chosen. Everybody who gonna tune in, everybody who will tuning in now. Before we get started, as always, drop a 7 in the comments. If everything coming through clearly, I pray your week been blessed. There's been a whole lot going on in the world. A whole lot. Been a lot of death, been a lot of murder, been a lot of senseless killing, been a lot of deaths from sicknesses, a lot of strange things going on in the heavens. You know, people seeing different sightings of chariots or, anomalies, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, all in Florida, all across the world. Earthquakes, a lot more, all type of stuff. Drop a 7 in the comments for me if everything coming through clearly. Drop a 7 in the comments if everything coming through clearly. All right, so along with everything that's going on, families falling apart, people falling out, people leaving the faith, people committing suicide, people losing their houses, people losing their children, marriages falling apart, people becoming non-believers, different amendments and uniform commercial codes, laws being passed under our nose. You need to go get this book. You need to go get that book right there. The UCC Connection, How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. Go get that one. It's one of three. We being uneducated. They lowering the standards of the aim targets and marks that we set for ourselves to be educated. And we understand through the book, through the Bible, that, a lack of knowledge is why the people being destroyed. And that don't just pertain to spirituality and being spiritual. That applies in several different categories, man, all categories. What you know can get you paid. What you know can save your life. What you know can help somebody else. You know what I mean? And it's the fact that so many other people have been educated, taught, and learned different skill sets, different, all type of information. They learn it. Meanwhile, we being taught to learn everything else that really don't matter in the end. So I'm just speaking in general about a lot of things that's going on in the world. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat, everybody who will be in the chat, everybody who gonna tune in. Smash the like button as you come in. They put the video in the algorithm. What we gonna read tonight is gonna be powerful. For anybody who's not familiar with the testament of the 12 patriarchs, man, it's a lot of power within these testaments left behind by our forefathers. These 12 sons is the sons of Jacob. We hear about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but there's a lot of people in the world that's not educated on the names of the 12 sons. We hear about the 12 tribes of Israel, the lost tribes of Israel, but a lot of people don't have any insight about how was these brothers moving, what was their mindset, how did they live. Many people haven't read about. Attention span is super short. If it's not something like many people are already logged in here now and then jump right back out. That's normal because we're looking for something to be going on that's drama filled, that's exciting, something that's gonna captivate and hold our attention. But I'm just gonna tell you like this: we can't rush or force the course. It's gonna be a time where, man, you're not gonna be able to find this drama that you're looking for. You're not gonna be able to distract yourself from what's really the main focus and paramount at hand. A lot of people scroll and scroll and scroll, and they just looking for something to, get a fulfilling of their desire to see something filled with drama, some trouble, some trauma, something wicked, something that excite them. Something that can hold their attention, action based a lot of times. And one of the main things that people do not like to do is read. So many people hate reading. And this is why a lot of the people uneducated and dumbed down, because we going with adages that was created in society by people, uh, and we just believing it without reading it for ourselves. We just taking it for face value. So many misunderstandings around the Bible because people going with tradition. Matter of fact, I watched a video earlier from my Tevin White, and he was talking about somebody made a post saying come as you are. And so his thing about it was like, man, that's not in the scripture. Many people believe that is in the book. God love we know all these things, man. So, but what you don't know, anybody who really is interested, who really is concerned with your soul salvation, really are concerned with, man, what did God say? I'm gonna use that word, or the Most High say, or a higher say. What did He say about this matter? Here go one of the things. You can't judge me. Only God can judge. Without understanding. So many people heard it, they say that, they adopt that mindset and perspective, they believe that, never even having a sharp understanding of what that means. Reading is fundamental, family. Reading is fundamental, but comprehension is key. Reading is fundamental, comprehension is key. So you got so many people who they got libraries of books. The shelves is flooded with all type of books, magazines, literature, information all over the world, history. You got this man say he didn't read 10,000 books. It don't matter if you don't understand what you read. It don't matter if you don't understand the context and how to apply that. That don't even matter, man. So I'm saying that to say some people take the thing of reading to be something as a badge of boasting. It ain't even to be boasted about. The more we read, though, like I showed y'all, if y'all just coming in, y'all ain't seen it. This is one of the books I just got through finished reading. The UCC Connection: How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. Yeah, so this is one of 3 books. But this information is pertaining to the Uniform Commercial Codes, which so many of us believe or know to be called and referred to as laws. This the system that the courts work off of. Not just in America, but in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, all over. All right, but the reading, if we ain't read this information, or we only been reading those things that they've directed our focus to, that's all we gonna know. Peace and blessings to the chat, man. Peace and blessings to the chat. Smash the like button when you come in. Ring the doorbell when you come in. Come on in, take a seat. Take your shoes off. Don't be trekking up the floor. Don't be doing all that, man. But for real though, family, it's a blessing to be here with y'all again. I think I gave it enough time for enough of us to get in here before we start the reading. Man, may the Most High be glorified. May the Most High be lifted up. May He be seen. May He be heard. May this word that we read on tonight, may it strengthen us. And this for everybody. Man, give it a chance. Don't just log out. Give it a chance. If this your first time here, salute to you, peace and blessing to you. For whatever reason, the Most High led you to this channel. I pray you get something out of it. What we gonna read, as I was saying earlier, when we talk about the Creator, the Most High God, the one who made everything that's visible and invisible, He who made the seasons, the Eternal One. All right, so He, out of all His creation, He selected and dealt with certain people. tracing their bloodline from Adam on down. If we jump down, we get to Eber. We jump from him, we go to Abraham. Abraham was acknowledged to be the Most High's friend, the friend of the Creator. He made a covenant with Abraham. Said, listen, I'm going to bless you and your seed after you. So not only am I going to bless you, but this thing going to pass down to your son, to your grandson, and to the generations of, I'm talking about to thousands of generations. So then we get into the understanding. If you ever heard Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's what it's referring to. Abraham being the daddy, Isaac being the son, Jacob being the grandson. All right, and then Jacob's name got changed to Israel. Israel or Jacob, he had 12 sons. All right, so let's get a little bit out of the canon before we jump into the actual testament, because some will ask the question, well, why is this even important? How can we validate this pavement? Or how do we know that this is a custom of Israelites, Hebrews, or at all, you know what I'm saying, at large, as a matter of fact. So we're going to get a little something. It was our custom, a part of our custom, our heritage, the way we operated, that before we died, you need to check that out at the bottom of the screen. What would you tell your children? What have you learned in your life? What have you paid attention to? What have you studied? What have you applied? What sacrifices have you made? What have you done for the betterment of yourself and your family? If you on your deathbed, what could you share and teach and tell to your children? What would you be able to tell them about life that you learned? Because there's so many people that throughout their life, they ain't learned nothing. They've been fools their whole life. They was young fools, now they old fools. They were stupid and young, now they old and stupid. They was drunk and young. All they wanted to do was hit the bottle, drink, and learn nothing, just wanted to party. And that's the only thing that you're going to pass on to your children. That's the only thing you can teach your grandchildren. What lessons did you learn? You got parents out here a lot of times, family, with present themselves to their children as if they perfect. Present themselves like they always got it right, man. I be telling my children. I be telling my nephew, like, look, I was doing this. I did that. You know what I mean? And they come in, gradually, depending on the age of your child, because you can't speak on every single thing, at least not in the way that I parent. But let there be a question in your spirit. What is it going to be if today was the day you was on your deathbed and you call all your children together, your child to you, you're like, man, let me tell you something to carry with you for the rest of your life so that your life could be better than mine, so that you can make better decisions than I make. What would that information be? All right, so I'm in Genesis 49 right now, though, family. Genesis 49, just to show that it was a custom of ours that we would call our children together, knowing that, man, it's about that time. I think I'm finna get up out of here. This is something that Jacob was telling to people. I'm not going to read all it, but just going to show. Genesis 49:1, it says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. All right, so he goes through a whole list of things and about the thing that's going to go on with his sons. Hold on, give me a second, too. About what's going to go on with his sons in the future. Right before he passed, 29 says, and he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession, a burying place. That's the same place that they buried Abraham, his father, so on and so forth. So let me get into it, man. So if you got this book, you got access to this literature. If you don't have it, I'm reading it from the pseudepigrapha. This is what I'm reading it from, this book right here, pseudepigrapha. But you can download the lost books. You can download it. on the app. Then if you ever had this book right here, The Lost Books of the Bible and the Forgotten Books of Eden. You got them same, you got the same account of the testament of the 12 patriarchs in this book right here too. All right, but I'm gonna read it from the pseudepigrapha. So tonight, family, we're gonna start, which the goal is, we're gonna read each one of those testaments, not all at once, or one at a time for the 12 sons. Beginning with the oldest son, the eldest son, the first son, which is Reuben. All right, so remember what the book tells us. We need to give ourselves to reading as we see the day approaching. So anything, man, don't let nobody tell you something that you reading that's feeding your spirit, that's fortifying your faith. Don't let nobody tell you not to read it, man. If it's getting you closer to the most, if it's sharpening you up in your faith, and it's on point with the Most High, like it resonates in your spirit to make you do what's right, man, do that. All right, and so you got a lot of different books where people say, "Hey, stay away from that." A lot of folks saying stay away from certain books because they don't understand it, and it's not for everybody to understand every book, every single thing. Which leads back to the point of why we lead or lean on one another, because what I know, you might not know, and what you know, I don't know. So we need each other. However, we're gonna get started here. All right, so the testament of the 12 patriarchs, this is the testament of Reuben, the firstborn son of Jacob and Leah. All right, y'all ready to say con? Drop a con in the comments for me. Drop that con, K-A-N, which means yes. Drop that con in the comments for me. Peace and bless to everybody in the chat again, man. Everybody who come in late, peace and bless to you, you and your household. You and yours, your family, all who bless me, may you be blessed. And everybody who curse me, may you be cursed, man. Drop that con for me, though. K-A-N, ready to read. K-A-N, if you're ready to read. We already completed, we read the whole book of Revelation in the series. If you haven't saw it, go back and check that out. You know what I mean? I'm not intending on trying to break down what we reading, but more so let us feed our spirit to get understanding, to have the knowledge of what's in the book first and foremost. And then from there, you know, man, we can search out the understanding. All right, I got the con. Appreciate that, Desi. All right, it says the copy of the testament of Reuben, even the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph, his brother, when Reuben fell ill. His sons and his sons' sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to them, "My children, behold, I am dying, and go the way of my fathers." And seeing there Judah and Gad and Asher, his brethren, he said to them, "Raise me up that I may tell you, that I may tell to my brethren and to my children what things I have hidden in my heart. For behold, now at length I am passing away." And he arose and kissed them and said unto them, "Hear my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father, in the commands which I give unto you. And behold, I call to witness against you this day the power of heaven, that ye walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, wherein I was poured out and defiled the bed of my father Jacob. And I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months. And had not my father Jacob prayed for me to the Most High would have destroyed me." All right, so I'm going to stop right there for a second. Praise the Most High. So we seeing here, he admonishing his children about what he's dealt with. All right, and this sin that he referring to with his father, Reuben ended up laying down with his father's, I guess you could say, well, there's his wife, his handmaid. She was given to him by Leah, Leah's handmaid. All right, so basically Reuben then laid down with what could be considered his stepmom. All right. Said the Most High smote him in his loins with a plague for 7 months. And had not my father Jacob prayed for me to the Most High would have destroyed me. For I was 30 years old when I wrought the evil thing before the Most High. And for 7 months I was sick unto death. And after this I repented with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before the Most High. And wine and strong drink I drank not, and flesh enter not into my mouth. And I eat no pleasant food, but I mourned over my sin, for it was great, such as had not been in Israel. And now hear me, my children, which if we reading this and understanding, family, as you going through Genesis on up until the Torah was given out and established, a lot of the commandments that we got of what we shouldn't do and what we should do, we see the examples prior to the Torah being given out, the instruction, the commandments of the Most High. We see situations where those things take place in the Most High, like, okay, well, this is something that shouldn't be done. Including this example, like we got the information in Leviticus. They tell you that you're not supposed to sleep with your stepmom. All right, so and vice versa, the stepmom, mom-in-law shouldn't be sleeping with the child-in-law, so on and so forth. All right, we're going continue on. So we in chapter 2 here. It says, and now hear me, my children, what things I saw concerning the 7 spirits of deceit. Keep that in mind, family. 7 spirits of deceit that Rueben giving us information on. When I repented, 7 spirits therefore are appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the spirit of life, with which the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which arises desire. The third is the sense of hearing, which will come of teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given to draw air and breath. The fifth is the power of speech, with which come of knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which come of the eating of meats and drinks. And by it, strength is produced, for in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation in sexual intercourse, with which through love of pleasure sins enter in. Wherefore it is the last in order of creation, and the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind man to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. So leading like a beast to a high mountain, a high location. And man, you looking down, your stomach drop. Just looking at how high up you is, which we know you jump off, that is over for. That's what he's telling them. That's a dangerous thing. Chapter 3 and 1. It says, besides all these, there is an 8th spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature in the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness, like you can't be satisfied. Your appetite is just all, you greedy. It says in the belly. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the spirit of obsequiousness and chicanery, that through officious attention, one may be fair in seeming. So this is those who, you pretend to be, you appear to be, you present yourself to be, but it's not really the facts of how this person is. So it's the act. I said the fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying, in perdition and jealousy, to practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends. So of course we're lying. You're gonna lie to friends, family, and anybody else, hiding information, hiding the truth. Continuing on, it says the seventh is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rapacity, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits by the taking of gifts. And with all these, the spirit of sleep is joined, which is that of error and fantasy. And so perisheth every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of a higher, nor obeying the admonitions of his fathers, as befell me also in my youth. And now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear ye the words of Rueben your father. Man, it's some powerful information. Imagine your pops giving you the game like that before he get on down, before he give up the ghost and die. 10, it says, pay no heed to the face of a woman. I'm going to read that again. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with affairs of womankind. So there's power for the brothers. And listen, stay out them female business, bro. Want to be intermingled with everything that they got going. Stay out there woman faith, man, and definitely don't be dealing with another man's wife, spending all that time with that man's wife. You know that she married. You know she married, man. Verse 11 said, for had I not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place, here go that sin he was talking about, I had not fallen into this great iniquity. For my mind, taking in the thought of the woman's nakedness, suffered me not to sleep until I had wrought the abominable thing. For while Jacob our father had gone to Isaac his father, when we were in Eder, near to Ephrath in Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk and was asleep uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and beheld her nakedness, I wrought the impiety without her perceiving it, and leaving her sleeping, I departed. And forthwith an angel of a higher revealed to my father concerning my impiety. And he came and mourned over me and touched her no more. So this woman passed out drunk. She intoxicated. He go in and lay with her. And she's so drunk out of mind, she not even perceiving what's going on. All right, he get up out of there. But the sermon and the knowledge of the whole matter was given to his daddy. Pop's like, man, no, something ain't right, man. And he know it. So he go in and he cry about it. This thing hurt him. You know what I'm saying? That's something that should hurt. We living in a time where the dad and the son, they listen, with one woman. They having fun with it. Gross, disgusting, nasty, with no shame about it at all, though. All right, so but this hurt him. This cut him. Said he mourned. And the word imparts me his belief and his understanding of being a godly person, an upright person, or his lack of. So piety, to be pious, that means you godly, you got some uprightness in you. So the opposite is to be impious or to practice impiety. But Jacob didn't touch on no more. Chapter 4, verse 1 says, pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in singleness of heart and the fear of the Most High. And that's a message, y'all. That's a message that's coming because there's been many brothers who done lost their mind over women. So focused on the women. In the sense that you control, you ruled by, that woman has become your God. Even what I've seen so many other times, with other people's line of belief, they saying the woman is God. They saying the woman is the creator. Okay. And when you look at a lot of those people who saying it, it's easy to believe that when you upset and you mad and you got resentment to your father who was absent your whole life. When you got resentment to the father who abused you and beat on you. You know what I mean? When you got this intense love for your grandma, because that's who raised you. Your auntie raised you. Your sister raised you. Your mama. You didn't have a male figure around. So it's easier for these people to believe that the creator is a woman because their man who's supposed to be in their life let them down, disappointed. But that ain't the facts, man. That ain't the case. That's another conversation for another time. All right, so I'm gonna read that again though. We in 4 verse 1. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of women, nor set your mind on their affairs. Even I gotta say this. So even now we talked about in society how much the beauty of women is being altered. It's false beauty. They got tons of makeup on. Listen, they got the weave and the wig on, and the wig got the curse in it from India. But you don't even know that, man. This is a totally it's equal to putting on a mask, man. Ordering the little rubber mask that you got so many people in Chicago. Like what happened? They had a lot of people come. They said, you had other races buying masks of melanated people going to commit crimes. So this might be an Asian, this might be a Caucasian. They robbing the bank, stealing or killing other people with a mask on, the realistic mask that's melanated brown like me. So when the cameras roll back, you don't think that it was that person or that ethnic group. They blame it on us. So I'm saying how realistic these masks look is equivalent to how a lot of the women in the world operate today with the makeup, altering their appearance. That's a message in itself. All right, nor set your mind on their affairs, but walk in singleness of heart in the fear of the Most High, and expend labor on good works and on study and on your flocks until the Most High give you a wife, whom he will, that ye suffer not as I did. So if you focus on the works of the Most High, you keep your mind straight, because what happened a lot of times, brothers end up going through this hard time, right? And you get into this situation after dealing with this woman, and you broken and you hurt. And it go like that for sisters, but I'm talking to the brothers for right now. You hurt, and then so now you bounce back, you feeling good. You like, okay, I'm finna get myself together, I'm focused. This my target, this what I'm finna do. And then next thing you know, here come another female saying something to you, and then it take your attention off the goal. You just bounced back from being broken. You just got hurt. So then you get tunnel vision, like, man, I'm finna focus on me, man. I'm finna build myself up. Then this woman come along and distract you from it again. That's how it be happening. So what it's telling us here, man, stay on that focus road. Keep your mind on building yourself up, bro. You can't help nobody, and you ain't gonna be good to nobody if you can't take care of yourself. You know what I mean? So focus on building yourself up before you go out looking and seeking, wanting a woman. You know what I mean? Make sure that you can even handle being a leader in that capacity. So many people want wives. Listen, but you ain't even prepared to be operating in that capacity. What have you learned? What have you learned in the case of being able to lead this woman or lead a household? What standards have you set? What have you learned about yourself? There's a lot of men out here don't even know themselves. You don't even know what make you happy, bro. You don't even know that about yourself. You don't even know what your favorite food is about yourself, bro. Learn you. Focus on you. Then all that comes behind. You know what I mean? That's gonna be there. So this is what Rueben schooling us on right here. This is what he telling them, man. Focus on your study. Don't be worried about the women. Bro, the Most High gonna send you a wife in time. Just focus on doing what you need to be doing. Verse 2 says, for until my father's death, I had not boldness to look in his face or to speak to any of my brethren because of the reproach. Even until now, my conscience causeth me anguish on account of my impiety. And yet my father comforted me much and prayed for me unto the Most High, that the anger of the Most High might pass from me, even as the Most High showed. So his daddy didn't hold no resentment toward him and treat him no different. He still loved them. He forgave him. It says, and thenceforth until now I have been on my guard and sinned not. Therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things whatsoever I command you, and ye shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from a higher and bringing it near to idols, because it deceiveth the mind and understanding, and leadeth down young men into Hades before their time. So the fornication, that sexual desire, that uncontrollable sexual desire, in a lot of these cases, unhonorable, man, it's leading people to death, man, leading young men to hell because they, just like what happened. I seen this video. You had a woman. They at the hotel. She go get some random guys and invite them to the room like it's a party. Before these three dudes could get all the way in the room, somebody run up behind them, put the gun to the last dude's head, and force him in the room. Said they robbed him. They got him on camera, right? But as a young man, me myself, when we went out into we looking for a party, whatever, we going out looking for, we going to party saying, man, it's gonna be some female in here. It's gonna be some girls in here. It's gonna be some chicks in here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, man, what LeBron said. That's how we talking. So I'm saying that to say, when we reading this, what Rueben talking about, that the fornication leading young men to hell because that man looking for this, they trying to find out what a female is. And you end up finding the female telling you, come on. But this is the female that's gonna set you up. A lot of these females setting brothers up, man. Young man that got killed, man, because of how he dressed. Young man that got killed because of how much money he got. Young man that got killed because he online showing off his vehicles, his money, his chain, how he get money. And it's different women watching it. And they just waiting for it. All of them ain't got great intentions. All of them don't have a mindset like they really proud of you. You know, women get jealous of men too, man. So much so, like they want to kill you. They hate to see you with it. So you trying to run up behind this chick, man. That chick might be leading you to a trap that's gonna cost you your life. Listen up, young man. Listen up, old man. You got old men doing it too. You still ain't got the game yet to know, my brother. You've been out here chasing these women since you was 15. It's 45 years later. You 60 years old. You still ain't understood nothing. Sit down. A lot of these folks losing their life because they running up behind these females, man. And who is what the female running to? This is what you got to look at. What is that woman? Where is she trying to go? If you gonna chase her behind her, where is she running to? Why do you got to chase, man? You shouldn't have to chase no female. There's another conversation. We're gonna have some men talks too. All right, but here I'm gonna read this part here again. It says, because it deceiveth the man in understanding and leadeth down young men into Hades before their time. So it ain't even time for you to die. Little bro, it ain't even your time to go. But you chasing up behind that female and they cost you your life. Then what he's saying, man, we just focus on handle your business, bro. Handle your business. Find you, man. Take care of your responsibilities. Get yourself together. Man, that'll keep you out of so much trouble. All right, it says, for many have fornication destroyed, because though a man be old or noble, or rich or poor, he bringeth reproach upon himself with the sons of men in derision with Belial. For ye heard regarding Joseph how he guarded himself from a woman. If you don't know about that, that's eventually going to be within the readings. That'll be the last one that we do. But you had the Egyptian woman trying to get Joseph. Joseph is a prisoner. Potiphar is the guy that's over him. He working for Potiphar. He's basically a slave in Potiphar's house, but he overseeing all his affairs. Potiphar's wife see Joseph, like, my dude is super handsome. She's married to Potiphar. This is Potiphar's servant. The woman trying to force herself on Joseph. The woman instead of throwing all type of hints and signs and trying to get him. Joseph like, man, no, I'm not like I'm an honorable person. I'm not finna sin with you against, you know what I mean, this guy, the guy who ruling over me. I'm not finna sin against the Most High to lay with you. You married woman. Got so crazy, the woman threatened to kill the man If you don't lay with me, I'm gonna kill you. Got so crazy, the woman started sending in. She started trying to work the witchcraft on him. She started trying to work spells on the man to get him to sin with her. This is what Rueben talking about. But Joseph didn't sin with her. Female lied on him. Now we didn't see this. Now we go into history. There's nothing new under the sun. We go into history. Now we talking about Emmett Till. And this is facts, man. Lied on Emmett Till, say he tried to force himself on, well, he whistled at the woman or whatever. Okay. But just recently, some years ago now, that same woman who said that, she came out and said that it was a lie, man. So this man got beat, this little boy got beat to the point where he was unrecognizable to his parents, man. To his mom, at least. So I'm saying that this woman, we're talking about this Egyptian woman with Joseph, lied and got the man put into prison because he wouldn't lay down, because he wouldn't commit adultery with him. All right. It says, for the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions. But the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore, the most high power of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar overcome you. I'm going to read that again. So if fornication overcomes not your mind, because this is where it started, neither can Beliar overcome you. Neither can the devil, neither can the adversary overcome you. Chapter 5, verse 1 says, for evil are women, my children. And since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions that they may draw him to themselves. So now we're talking about the purposes of makeup a lot of times. Now we're talking about the changing of appearance a lot of times. Now we're talking about the provocative and the revealing clothing a lot of times. This is the purpose of it. To get that man's attention and manipulate them into whatever it is. That's the desire of their woman. All right, continuing on. I know it's a lot of sisters don't like what he just said right there. A lot of sisters don't like what he just said right there, but the realer sisters know. We understand it. The realer sisters that actually read the book, that understand the book, they know, man. They get it. They feel it. All right, it says, in whom they could not bewitch by outward attractions, him they overcome by craft. For moreover, concerning them, the angel of the Most High told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men. I didn't say this. I'm saying Rueben putting us on game about this. And he said he got that information from the angel of the Most High. All right, it says, and in their heart they plot against me, and by means of their adornment, they deceive. Oh, let me get that. Yeah, they deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye, instill the poison. And then through the accomplished act, they take them captive. So first, the thing is, let me get you to look. If I remember what he said he saw Bilhah in the room uncovered. And when he saw that, he took that image in his mind, went and laid down, he tried to go to sleep. He couldn't sleep. He was mind out. He kept thinking about it. Jumped up, went back when he committed the sin. So it's like, okay, this is what I talked about in that message. Guard your gates, guard your eye gates, guard your ear gates, guard your smell, your nose gate, because you can get got like that too. She walked past and she's smelling good. Ooh, wow. She got your attention. And if you don't know, witches, real witches, family, they operate, they will create this smell, put it on, and go out purposely to see who they can get to get that smell on. And once you get the smell, listen, that's a part of them working that craft. You talking about the potion, the love potions. At a point in time, they used to say, well, I'm going to cast a spell on you. But the spells backfire so much, they're like, well, I need to do it in a way where this person would accept the curse or the spell voluntarily. So then is when they start making the elixirs, the potions. Let me get you something to drink. And then you drink it, not knowing his enchantments in it. Not knowing it brought him, waited to the full moon. And at 3 a.m., she been praying over that drink for 3 weeks. Been waiting to give it to you. And if you ain't got that hedge of protection of the Most High around you, then you subject to it. All right. Let's see. Let me go back here. Yeah, it says, deceive first their minds, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the accomplished act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing she beguiles him, and a harlot is patient. So we talking about a harlot's bearing being a woman who, like, talking about the women that walk the street, like they out there for hours, family. They out there for hours at a time in consuming a little bit of nothing. Like they bearing it, they enduring it in order to accomplish the act that they set out to do. So this is what I'm saying. You got wicked women that's patient. She gonna wait, watch, and learn you. She gonna learn you better than you know you. If you don't know yourself, if you not standing on no principles, if you not standing on no grounds and guarding yourself with the Most High, listen, she's gonna overpower you in her, like the book tells us in Proverbs. Say this woman ways are beyond finding out. The only way you're gonna be able to master her, outsmart her, you got to run to the Most High. You gotta have the commandments. That's what the book tells us. Because as long as you're trying to handle that type of woman with the wisdom of this word, man, you're gonna be outdone every time. I'm just trying to, man, if you listen, I'm not speaking from a point of me just guessing this stuff. I'm talking about what I didn't experience myself too. This is what I know, bro. All right, so continuing on. It says, flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the man. So we got to also tell our children, let our wives and children know, like, yeah, you know what I mean, get jazzy, but make sure your intent behind it is not to deceive somebody and try to persuade somebody, try to use somebody. Make sure you're doing it because you really want to, you know what I mean, spruce up or whatnot. Don't do it because you're trying to go out here and trap a man. Then it becomes a wicked thing. It ain't just you doing it out of innocence. It ain't just you just trying to get pretty because you like to be pretty. It's a whole different reason now. All right, it says, because every woman, hold up, let me see this. Let me read it again. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind. Because every woman who uses these wiles have been reserved for eternal punishment. Look at that. Every woman who used these wiles, these tactics, these devices, said have been reserved for eternal punishment. Now, knowing that, just think about the percentage of the world, women of all creeds, all colors, all ages, whatever. How many of them doing it? And look at how it's being promoted and encouraged through the television program, man. They're using the celebrities to cause the women to feel like that. They're using the commercials, the billboards, the magazines, America's Top Model. They're using all these different devices to make a woman feel like they need to alter their appearance in order to be able to get the attention of men. Well, I'm telling you now, when we hit, if we still here at that time, when we go into the time period where it's like the Book of Eli, if you ever saw that movie, when it's like Mad Max, if you ever saw that movie, listen, man, it ain't gonna be no. Everybody gonna have lips like what's my boy name with Chappelle playing the crackhead? Tyrone Biggums. Everybody, listen, ain't nobody gonna be having lashes. Ain't gonna be no talking about no 42 piece. 67 piece. Looking it up, my dick, and I gotta say this. Sexy Red. I gotta say it. So she got some lip gloss, right? And I'm not gonna even tell you the names of them, but the different flavors of the lip gloss that she got, family. The title of what she calling them, bro, it's stomach turning. You know what I mean? It's beyond wicked and ignorant. You know what I'm saying? To be encouraging the women and the sisters to even want to put that on your lips. She got one, I'm gonna tell you this, she got one called chlamydia. How you got a lip gloss called a disease, a STD? So then if you somebody who feel like you cool and you gonna buy it, man, you tripped out. You bugged out, man. But back into what Rueben is telling us, what he teaches us. What is he telling us? I'm gonna read that part again. Because every woman who uses these wiles have been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. All right, so going back into that first fleet of angels, which angels were created to minister unto men, which that means to serve us, to help us. So that first fleet, those watchers, as they called, they came down and started to teach mankind the secrets of heaven, which were the least secrets, teaching us, they taught us abortion. It was a point in time, like we get the old saying that tell us, man, our word is bond. That's how it's still supposed to be. But that one of these angels came down and taught men how to use ink and pen to contract with one another. All right, and then it explored down so far, so I gotta bring this back up again. This is how we end up here. The UCC connection, how to free yourself from legal tyranny. This is how we end up with all these different contracts, your license being the contract. Somehow your birth certificate, somehow anything that you put your signature on, there's a contract. And I'm gonna tell you something else, which that'll be a message when the Most High give me the green light. But this digitizing all these things has become a point where it's stripping us of the freedom of our signature, if you don't understand it. So this is what I'm saying. When I sign my name on something, I'm gonna sign it, but I'm gonna follow it by UCC 1-308 without prejudice. Now, what that tells the system is, well, this person, despite when you're giving your consent to play or to work for this company or whatever, even if the person taking your application or the paper, the clerk or whatever, even if they don't understand, the system and those who high up understand what that means. And they know that I'm saying, I'm going to do business with you, but I'm not compelled or obligated to perform any type of work or, you know what I mean, respond to any breach of a contract that we have that I don't understand, that I don't know that I'm in, that I'm not aware of, that I'm not willing to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't been taught that in school, family. All these uniform commercial codes. And so we creating all these contracts, and this is how they end up using us. This is how they end up throwing us in jail. This is how they end up stripping us of all these different things that we have, and we think we deserve them at home. We really don't. It's two United States. There's two America. You got the United States, the corporation, then you got the United States as in the actual states. That's a whole different conversation. But I got there talking about the watches coming down. One of the watches taught us to use pen and ink to contract, where it was no longer a point where just me telling you, yeah, I got you. That was good enough at a point. You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna do? I owe you. All right, I got you. I'm gonna pay you on the third day. That was good enough. But that changed when the watches brought the information to where now, hey, you got me thirsty. You got me on the fork. Write it down, sign your name. It's a whole different change, man. All right. Going back into it. But it said that these women, they decorated their faces. You know what I mean? They put on their makeup, they changed their appearance, and it caused these angels to lust after them. They lusted after the angels. So you got a celestial being and a terrestrial being consummating. And then from them, you got the Nephilim. These angels sleeping with these women who had this makeup on, brought forth Nephilim, giants. And these giants, these Nephilim, the Most High put out the decree. I'm not going to forgive y'all for that. Let y'all do battle. Y'all going to kill each other off. Now you got, what's the name of the movie? It's like not Attack on Titan. It's like you know, these different these lesser gods, these false gods, they fight each other and kill each other. With the story with Medusa and all them. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Drop it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. They had two movies came out. This was years ago. The guy in the movie, he had to go get Medusa's head in order to kill the Kraken. But then on the second one, you see that they all brothers. Not Blood of Zeus, not that one. Not that one. Not Percy Jackson either. It's another one, man. The fall of the Titans or something like that. Somebody know what I'm talking about. But anyhow, that movie, Clash of the Titans, that's it. That's it right there, Clash of the Titans. All right, that movie and the basis of it, how Zeus won with his brother, you know, Hades and Poseidon and all them, that's about the decree that the Most High sent out that they was gonna kill each other and do battle. It go back to the Bible, man, to the scripts. All right, so they killed each other off. The point that I'm making, the children that they had, those Nephilim giants, when they killed each other off, those, because they were hybrid like that, they couldn't dwell in the heavens no more. The Most High said, well, y'all, the spirits and the souls of your children, these Nephilim children, they gonna become evil spirits on the earth. So that's what we get, or that's the origin of these demons. So when you talking about dealing with demons and attacks from demons, man, these things is ancient, bro. All right, so but from that, you gotta understand is here. We dealing with it, a part of us dealing with these demons spawned from women putting their makeup on, changing their hair. That's why he said about their faces, about their heads and their faces. That's what Rueben tells us. All right, but let's keep going though. It says, for thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood, for as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them. And they conceived the act in their mind, for they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Chapter 6, verse 1. If you just coming in, we in the testament of Rueben. We're going to read all 12 testaments of the patriarch. We start with Rueben tonight, though. All right, Testament of Rueben, chapter 6, verse 1 says, beware therefore of fornication. And if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman. And command the women likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meetings, even though the ungodly deed be not wrought, are to them an irremediable disease, and to us a destruction of Beliar and an eternal reproach. So what he telling us, like, yeah, you might know a sister, you know, it's female or whoever, you know what I mean? Y'all constantly talking, y'all constantly meeting. Eventually, you growing fond of one another, and then that becomes a situation. All right, that becomes where you end up falling. Now you feeling regret. She or sister, you feeling regret. Like, I knew I shouldn't have went over there. I shouldn't have been dealing with them. That's how it play out. That's what he's telling us. So be mindful of that. All right. It says, for in fornication, there is neither understanding nor godliness. and all jealousy dwelleth in the lust thereof. So we know and understand that in life it's been a lot of murders, it's been a lot of killing, a lot of people have lost their lives behind what's been going on in the realm of fornication with people. You cheated on me. You went and got with this woman or got with that man. All that came from that jealousy. That's what it's telling us. You feeling hurt because this person laid down with somebody else. That's what it's talking about. It says, therefore, then I say unto you, ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi, and will seek to be exalted over them, but ye shall not be able. For a higher will avenge them, and ye shall die by an evil death. For to Levi the Most High gave the sovereignty, and to Judah with him, and to me also, and to Dan and Joseph, that we should be for rulers. Therefore I command you to hearken to Levi, because he shall know the law of the Most High, and shall give ordinances for judgment, and shall sacrifice for all Israel unto the consummation of the times, as the anointed high priest, of whom the Most High spake. So we seeing this is prior to the Torah being given out. Yes, indeed. So this before that. So he already got prophecy. If you don't know, let me tell y'all this. A lot of people believe and feel like, well, faith in Christ, faith in the anointed Savior, faith in the Son of the Most High has only been on this side since his death. No, the people even then had faith to believe that the Messiah was coming prior to him coming. They knew. All right, but if you ain't read that, then I'm gonna sound a little far-fetched to you when I'm saying all this. They were already admonished about a Savior coming. And then, furthermore, when you get in Deuteronomy 18, the family of our forefathers and foremothers at that time, they received the prophecy about it's gonna be a Messiah coming. How do we know this to be true? How do if you don't believe that? Okay, well, give me one more point, page of how we can understand it to be true. Remember, Messiah was at the well with the woman, and she responded to him. She said, "My, it's supposed the Messiah is supposed to be coming." Something to that effect. Remember that? When she said that, she not recognizing that she talking to him. So they were already waiting on the king to come. So that you had to have faith even then too that he was on the way. All right. Continuing on, verse 9, it says, I adjure you by the power of the Most High, power of heaven, to do truth, each one unto his neighbor, and to entertain love, each one for his brother, and draw you near to Levi in humbleness of heart, that ye may receive a blessing from his mouth. For he shall bless Israel and Judah, because him hath the Most High chosen to be king over all the nations. And bow down before his seed, for on our behalf, it will die in wars, visible and invisible, and will be among you an eternal king. And Reuben died, having given these commands to his sons, and they placed him in a coffin until they carried him up from Egypt and buried him in Hebron, in the cave where his father was. All right, so that's the end of the testament of Reuben. The next one is going to be the testament of Simeon. All right, so let me get this real quick. Return of the Titan. I don't know if it was Return of the Titan. I know it was two of them though. The first one was Clash of the Titans, and I forgot the name of the second one, unless that is the name of the second. Let me get this real quick before we close out. Y'all got any questions? Any questions, comments, or concerns before we close out? Any questions, comments, and concerns before we close out? I'm gonna get this right quick. Yeah. 29. 29. Genesis 29. Wrath of the Titan. I guess so. I guess. I guess I'm gonna have to pull it up, man. Genesis 29. So I'm just this just for edification purposes for us to know sequence, even if you just want to learn the names of the patriarchs. Genesis 29:31. It says, and when the Most High saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben. For she said, surely the Most High have looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me. And understanding this too, that these names got meanings, very purposeful. So there's Reuben. Ah, yes, he did, man. But that's what we're talking about. So when we read Second Timothy 3 and it talk about perilous times to come in the latter days, and they give us a list of the spirits that people will be dealing with, one of those spirits is incontinence. That means the lack of self-control. All right. And there's a lot of people dealing with the lack of self-control. And it's not just in a realm of pertaining to your hormones raising. Uh, People can't control their mouths. People can't control their appetite of actually eating what they eat, what they actually putting into their bodies. So many people can't control what they're desiring to actually look at on TV and learn and listen to. They can't control it. People can't even control who they're allowed to be around them. Lack of self-control. How you responded to these situations? Yes, indeed. Yeah, so I'm saying that to say Reuben, he had a lack of self-control in that moment. He saw her, he went and laid down, he kept thinking about it, he jumped up, he had to go do it, he had to go fulfill that sin, man. All right, but the question is still there, or the statement is still there on the screen. If this was you, think about your life. You on your deathbed, if you got children. You know what I mean? Or you on your deathbed, you need to tell your nephews and nieces something. Your grandchildren, you need to tell, just your younger cousins, you know what I mean, your younger brothers and sisters something about your life to try to put them on down. What would that information be? What would it sound like? What would it sound like? And we didn't even dig into a whole bunch of more of what we could have. Like them words he was using, chicanery, obsequiousness, those different things. Like, go look at those words. But if you're trying to find the record, I'm reading it from here. I'm reading it out the pseudepigraphy. This is what I'm reading it from. All right. But you can download it. I think it's called the Lost Books of the Bible. You can download it on your phone, or you can get it out this book right here too. Lost Books of the Bible and the Forgotten Books of Eden. Yep. The Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. I don't see no comments concerned, man. Hey, peace and blessings to y'all. May the night be beyond a blessing when you lay down. May you not be afraid. Anybody who dealing with fear of going to sleep, nightmares. I remember even being in a stage like that years ago. Man, when you lay down, the Most High gonna be with you. Lay down with confidence. Lay down knowing that the Most High got you, you protected. May all sicknesses be bound. All intruders, all vandalizers, all rapists, all murderers, all robbers, all thieves, may they be bound. May they be bound, man. By Yeshua HaMashiach Shon, which is to say in my Savior's name. May you be protected when you wake up. May you wake up with joy. May you wake up with peace. May this word be edifying to you, to us. I pray it was a fulfilling for that we needed. We got more to go. So there's one down. We got 11 more to go, family. Peace and blessing to the chosen. I love y'all. Shalom. Have a blessed Shabbat. Blessed Sabbath.